Alright guys, we have another one here, final video for flag patterns, and I'll try to be quick and painless with it. So basically, we're going to take a look at the weekly chart on Shiba Inu here on the right. It has been expanded out to the same width that I had to play with, and this is basically the flag pattern that I'm seeing going along the way as it's making its weekly trend. I did add some sharp spikes to show uptrends that didn't really show much of a flag pattern. Other than that, we have this middle section. Looks like it could be the same thing over and over. Could even be similar but different, same thing over and over. Or it could just be one long, big holding pattern of this bullish triple bottom. Or even if we're talking about this one big loop right here, it could be one big bullish head and shoulders. And basically, there are so many different flags going on. It's almost like roulette. You have to pick which one's going to actually show you the promising one. They can be useful tools, but you should not rely on them. And we're about to cover why. But before we actually hit the visual evidence, let's take a look at this. So basically what I'm saying is each one of these flag patterns could have multiple flags in it over the minutes, over the days, over the weeks. It just kind of depends on which chart you're looking at. So if you're looking at the 1 year mark and you see one big bearish head and shoulder, well, chances are it's going to drop. But you also have to take in other time and basically other information, news, how many people are buying, how many people are selling, and a whole bunch of other things. But not getting into the true statistics of it, let's go ahead and bring up some of my predictions plus some of the some of the pictures I've taken along the way. Alright guys, I'm recording this one early because there is a good sign basically showing how I am reading the patterns, and I do want to cover that. And on the left side of the screen you'll see me adjusting some things over here with different flags, connecting them together to make a full chart. So while we're watching that and listening to this, let's take a look, and then there we go. And so right here is looking like we're going to start a shoulder. Could drop into a head and shoulders, and at the top of a point it would show that it would have a drop. And if we do get to that point, I'm going to say it looks a bit something like this. Maybe a little bit thinner, maybe a little bit shorter. And then once it has its drop, it would have some sort of flag pattern going here, and then make up its mind whether it wants to go past or just have a small jump and then drop again. More on that later. But let's take a different look on the way my brain is interpreting these things. And as you see right here, this is basically a head and shoulder. The right shoulder higher than the left, showing a good sign. If the right shoulder is lower than the left, then that would be a bad sign. Now, even though this is showing a good sign, and we're possibly about to show a bad sign up there, even though it could be a bad sign up there, it could only be for a short minute. Alright, we're going to pause that one there because I touched into a little bit of this next video, and I feel like I covered it a little bit better on this one. Alright guys, Shiba Inu has had a fairly decent drop, like 100 points. Have we turned around? I'm saying possibly not yet. There's still always the chance to rebound. And why is that? Let me show you real quick. So, one thing I've noticed is if you take a look at these little bumps, your head and shoulders or whatever other flags that you see going along there, we're going to take out this shoulder and that shoulder, or that double tap reverse, whatever, and we're going to connect the lines. Now that's basically what I'm saying is happening here. We're getting back to our turnaround point and it should be taking off any time now. I don't believe that for any minute that we will match. Alright, I did get a little bit cut off there, but let me look back at um, Shiba Inu, and that matching point would be 1444 based on my weekly chart. And I'm saying it would not have gotten back down to there, which currently we have bounced back up to 1494. Hurrah. Uh, Now that being said, let's take a look at the daily versus the weekly, or I mean, sorry, the hourly, or yeah, hourly versus the weekly. Sorry, it's very late at the moment. Uh, so which one is which? This is the after drop weekly. So far, it has hit the 1471. I think it did drop a little bit lower than that after 243, possibly even a little bit later. I'm almost certain I saw it 1468. But uh, now we have 1473, and we're still coming down just 1 minute later. And here's what I'm saying, like this little tiny straight line down is basically what this is showing. So as many flag patterns as you might be able to find in this little section, it's this tiny little drop. You cannot trust flag patterns, especially if you're going on the live version. Even if it's, especially if it's only on the live version. That being said, be smart, be responsible, and good luck.